Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi would define creativity as a process by which a symbolic domain of culture is changed. Here, a person of certain talents produces an innovation for a domain of knowledge, and then the gatekeepers of this domain decide whether they want to include this innovation. However, creativity can exist on a smaller scale, such as through the domain of video games. This activity stimulates creativity, and when a player is immersed in the game, they submit themselves to a suspension of disbelief. In other words, they enter a state of flow, where the mind achieves a balance between arousal and control through the game's high challenge and the player's high skill. Flow can occur to a player who is very well trained and can engage in a game that is easy enough to do but difficult enough to still be challenging. In a TED Talk, Csikszentmihalyi states that there are 7 conditions of flow. First, one must be completely involved in what they're doing. The gaming domain's most successful video games are those that resemble film or television because they include immersive cinematic elements such as a narrative. A stirring narrative can launch a player into flow because our brains are programmed to tune into stories with an intensity that can obliterate the world around us. Csikszentmihalyi also states that when you're involved in this completely engaging process of creating, you don't have enough attention left over to monitor how the body feels, because our nervous system is incapable of processing more than 110 bits of information per second. The second condition of flow is that the player will experience a sense of ecstasy of being outside everyday reality. Thirdly, the player experiences greater inner clarity, as they're fully aware of their goals and how to get there. The next condition is knowing that the activity is doable. Next is a sense of serenity, where the player doesn't feel frustrated or egotistic. Csikszentmihalyi states that one also experiences timelessness, which ties back into the body's nervous system being unable to process information while our attention is focused on the present activity. Lastly, a player in flow feels intrinsically motivated, as the activity becomes its own reward.